Have you ever wondered what Vikings really looked like? Or how they truly lived beyond the epic battles and dramatic TV scenes? What you're about to see will challenge everything you thought you knew. From inaccurate armor, exaggerated rituals, to timelines that never existed, Vikings as shown on screen are not what history tells us. Join Eirik and his mentor Soren as they uncover the hidden truths, revealing the real lives of these legendary Norse warriors. The truth is stranger and far more fascinating than fiction. Have you ever wondered what really happened when the Vikings returned home from raids? Dawn breaks over a fjord-side Viking village. Smoke rises from chimneys, livestock stir, and the distant call of a horn echoes across the water. Children chase each other along dirt paths, dogs bark, and the smell of baking bread drifts through the morning air. This is not the world of endless battles and blood-soaked shores, often shown on television. This is the daily life of Vikings, the farmers, the craftsmen, the mothers and fathers, the children learning the ways of survival. Here, life was shaped not only by raids but by the seasons, the land, and the ever-present threat of nature itself. Among the villagers, a young Viking named Eirik, son of the chieftain, rises before sunrise. His hands, calloused from early lessons in woodworking, adjust the straps of his tunic. He watches the fishermen preparing their boats, the blacksmith stoking his forge, and the women carrying water from the well. Every movement, every routine, tells the story of a people deeply connected to their environment. Houses built from timber and stone cluster together, their thatched roofs still steaming from the early morning fires. Inside, the hearth is the heart of the home, a place for cooking, warmth, and storytelling. The aroma of porridge mingles with the earthy scent of the wooden interiors. Eirik's mother carefully kneads dough while teaching his younger siblings the songs and legends that form the cultural backbone of the village. The rhythm of daily chores is punctuated by occasional interruptions, a cow straying too close to the crops, a sudden gust of wind threatening to topple a cart, or the distant howl of a wolf echoing from the forest. Survival is not heroic on the battlefield. It is measured in perseverance, attention to detail, and cooperation. Children learn from observation and participation. Eirik's younger sister practices spinning wool, while older boys accompany fishermen or hunt small game. Storytelling is central to education, weaving moral lessons, ancestral knowledge, and practical skills into tales that captivate while instructing. Every story carries history. Every skill carries survival. The village thrives on cooperation. Men repair roofs, women manage stores of food, and elders advise on disputes or agricultural planning. Trade is vital, bartering tools, furs, and crafted goods with neighboring communities. Vikings are more than raiders. They are farmers, merchants, artisans, and navigators. Eirik watches the sun rise higher, casting long shadows over fields and fjords. A sense of pride swells in his chest, tempered by the awareness of duty. One day he will lead. One day he will balance the demands of protection, survival, and honor. For now, he learns the rhythm of everyday life, understanding that heroism is not only found in epic battles, but in tending crops, crafting tools, and ensuring the survival of one's people. The forest surrounding the village is both protector and threat. Wild animals roam at dawn, and storms can sweep through with little warning. Every villager understands this delicate balance. Nature rewards vigilance and punishes carelessness. Here in these routines, the Vikings forged the resilience that legends would later glorify. And so, the story of Viking daily life unfolds, a tapestry of labor, learning, and community, set against a backdrop of breathtaking landscapes and ever-present danger. Theirs was a world where every dawn was a challenge, every action a choice, and every day an opportunity to survive, thrive, and preserve a legacy that extended far beyond the sword. Have you ever wondered if the tales of Viking bloodlust and endless raids tell the whole story? Eirik walks along the wooden pier, watching the longships sway gently in the fjord. The smell of salt water mixes with smoke from nearby kitchens. Around him, villagers prepare for another day. Some mend nets, others sharpen tools. The stories from the north often glorify constant battle, but in reality, raids were seasonal, strategic, and not as frequent as legends suggest. Armor is heavy and cumbersome, Shields are practical, not ornate. Helmets with horns, popularized in television dramas, never existed in real Viking warfare. Weapons are simple yet effective. Axes, spears, and swords crafted by skilled blacksmiths who shaped every piece with precision. Eirik runs his fingers along the haft of a new spear, appreciating the craftsmanship his father has insisted he learn to respect. Religion intertwines with daily life, though far from the exaggerated rituals seen on screen. Offerings to Odin, Thor, and Freya are thoughtful, not theatrical. Sometimes a bowl of meat, sometimes a carved symbol, a token for good harvests or protection on the seas. The villagers understand the gods as guides and symbols, not as characters of endless spectacle. Justice is communal. Disputes over land, livestock, or grievances are not solved with random duels alone. Local councils of elders mediate conflicts, ensuring that honor is maintained without unnecessary bloodshed. Revenge is controlled by rules. Fairness and reputation carry weight equal to strength and skill. Eirik observes the elders settling a disagreement over grazing rights, noting the careful balance between tradition, law, and diplomacy. Daily struggles are constant. Winters are harsh, frost kills crops, and snow isolates villages. Disease spreads quickly, testing the resilience of families. Food must be preserved carefully: smoked fish, salted meat, stored grains. Survival depends as much on preparation and community as it does on strength or bravery. Yet amidst these trials, life is vibrant. Festivals mark the changing seasons, with feasts, music, and storytelling. Eirik's younger sister dances around the hearth during the winter solstice, while elders recount tales of gods, heroes, and ancestors, blending lessons with entertainment. Music, poetry, and craft provide relief from toil, connecting the villagers to their history and one another. Television often depicts Vikings as relentless, single-minded warriors, but the truth is layered. Raids are planned meticulously, involving scouting, diplomacy with neighbors, and careful timing. The villagers spend most of their lives farming, trading, and maintaining their homes. Adventure exists, yes, but it is woven into the fabric of community and survival, not the endless carnage often dramatized on screen. Eirik reflects on these contrasts, understanding the subtle heroism in daily life, the courage to endure hardship, the intelligence to plan for survival, the patience to nurture crops and raise children. He recognizes that real Vikings were not just raiders of legend. They were architects of society, creators of culture, and masters of adaptation. Storm clouds gather over the fjord as he walks home, and a chill wind reminds him that life is never without risk. Yet each challenge, whether wild animals, harsh weather, or scarcity, is met with preparation, skill, and communal effort. This is the truth behind the myth. A people whose resilience and ingenuity ensured their survival long before the stories ever reached the pages of history. By evening, the village gathers around the hearths, sharing food and stories. Eirik sits beside his family, listening, learning, and appreciating the life that will sustain him, not just the battles that will test him. Here, in the rhythm of work, learning, and celebration, the real Vikings come to life, far beyond the dramatized visions of television. As the sun dips low behind the fjord, casting golden light across the village, Eirik walks through the fields, his thoughts heavy with the lessons of the day. He has seen the truth of Viking life, the toil, the care, the intricate balance of community and nature, and he knows that legend and reality are worlds apart. A crisis emerges. A sudden illness spreads among the livestock, threatening the food supply for the harsh winter ahead. Panic whispers through the village, but Eirik feels a stirring of determination. Guided by the wisdom of elders and the mysterious advice of Soren, a rugged mentor who arrived from a distant clan, he helps coordinate efforts, segregating sick animals, salvaging food, and instructing others on efficient care. The villagers work together, every action a thread in the delicate fabric of survival. Eirik's growth becomes evident. He is no longer just a boy fascinated by tales of heroism. He understands strategy, patience, and leadership. The once romanticized notion of glory has given way to a deeper comprehension. Survival, wisdom, and resilience form the true backbone of his people. The mentor, Soren, watches quietly from the edge of the gathering. Once an enigma, He now offers guidance with quiet authority, demonstrating the subtleties of diplomacy, decision-making, and craftsmanship. Trust between mentor and pupil has grown, forged in the crucible of shared hardship and silent understanding. No forced words, just actions and respect shaping character and skill. Night falls, and the village gathers for a winter feast. Fires crackle, casting flickering shadows on wooden walls. Eirik listens to tales of ancestors, warriors, and voyages, recognizing the blend of myth and fact. He realizes that stories are tools, teaching, entertaining, and connecting generations. The narrative of daily life itself, with its triumphs and tragedies, is as heroic as any raid. Outside, the wind howls through the fjord, shaking loose the last leaves from the trees. A distant wolf howls in reply. Nature remains unpredictable, a reminder of constant vigilance. Eirik feels a mix of awe and humility. Every day survived is a testament to skill, foresight, and the collective effort of the community. Heroism is measured not only in combat, but in the capacity to endure, adapt, and nurture life amidst uncertainty. The next morning, Eirik helps a group of children prepare for lessons in navigation and craftsmanship. He shares small secrets, tips learned from his father and Soren, bridging past knowledge with future application. Watching them, he feels the weight of legacy, not just the glory of conquest, but the responsibility to preserve culture, skills, and values for the generations yet to come. As winter deepens, the village thrives in quiet resilience. They trade with neighboring settlements, mend their homes, tend to animals, and continue to honor the gods in modest, meaningful ways. Violence is rare, storms are daunting, and survival demands constant attention. This is the rhythm of real Viking life, far removed from the endless battles often depicted on screen. Eirik stands on a hill overlooking the village at dusk, the fjord shimmering in muted orange light. He reflects on the stories he once idolized, now tempered by lived experience. Glory is fleeting. Skill, patience, and community endure. The myths of television cannot capture the subtleties of courage found in daily chores, in quiet leadership, or in preserving life through harsh winters. The camera pans slowly over the village, revealing families clustered around fires, children learning, and craftsmen at work. Narration overlays. The Vikings were not merely raiders, they were architects of survival, culture, and community. Their legends live on, but the truth lies in the sweat, care, and resilience that sustained them through every dawn. Eirik turns back to the hearth of his home, sharing a quiet smile with his family. Though battles will come, for now, the greatest victories are measured in warmth, food, knowledge, and trust. Every act of preparation, every shared task, every lesson passed down ensures that life continues. As the screen fades to night, a final thought lingers. The story of the Vikings is not just written in blood and conquest. It is carved in the enduring rhythms of daily life, in the choices, labors, and love that shape generations. If this glimpse into the real lives of Vikings surprised you, imagine what other truths history holds beyond the screen. Like, comment, and subscribe to explore the stories that time nearly forgot. The past is alive, if you know where to look.